What's going on, guys? It's been a while. Main reason, honestly, is just because I haven't had any jobs that the customers were okay with me recording and putting online. But this one is okay, so I want to share it with you. Today, we're at one of my favorite places. This is Persimmon Creek Campground outside of Murphy, North Carolina. And today, we are going to go right up here. I know you can't see it from here, but there's a little building back here. Behind that building, there's a road that runs up the mountain. It's been kind of washing out in the road. Let me flip the camera around here so you can see it. So it's pretty steep, and it runs to a cabin up on the hill. And the problem is it's washing out down here and creating a mess. So we're going to offload the tractor, take a ride up the hill, and I'll show you what the damage is up there and kind of go over what we're going to do. But before I do that, look at this. I love this place. 2 ponds, including a fish pond. You've got a gazebo for activities. You've got, I know you can't see it from here, but right along there is a creek that you can camp on. Beautiful creek. But look at this. I love it here. About 10 minutes from downtown Murphy, but you're out in the middle of the mountains. It doesn't get much better than this. But let's get up the hill. I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're at the top of the hill. Now we're not going to worry about any of this. But you can see the water is coming down through here, and it's making its own little path. And it's following that path all the way down the hill, and it's right to the left of that left track here. It's making the road about 7 foot wide, and that's not good for people who want to rent this out. Now somebody's already tried to cut a little swath in here. I'm not really too fond of that because it's taking the water right across the driveway, but we're not putting a culvert in, we're not bringing any more gravel, and she wants this road to quit washing out. So for now, we're going to clean out that swath, just get the water to go right off the embankment there, and then we're going to come back, re-slope the road, because there's a ditch on this side. And granted, it's not in the best of shape, but we're going to clean it up a little bit, get the water, as much as the water as we can, to come off on this side of the road. There's a little break right down about there that we can have it go off the left side, but right here, rather than shave that whole bank down, we're just going to slope it to go in that ditch. And basically we're just going to get the water out of the road as quick as we can on the budget that we have. Because like I said, we're not putting in a culvert. We're not bringing in any more rock. We're just going to use what we've got and do the best that we can. So I'm going to clear a little path right here, send it right off down that hill, and then re-slope the road to go this way. Get as much of the water off as we can, and then right down here, we'll pitch it back to the left going around the curve so it drains off that little hill. So let's get started. All right, so we've got the ditch cut back out again, all the way down to where it kind of cuts out in the woods right up there before the road tips this way. And right where the curve starts going around to the left, I'm cutting a swale out to where water from the road will go off in the creek. So no more flooding at that curve, no more washing out dirt out into the gravel. I've still got to do a little bit of sloping right here. I've got to make sure that water coming off that grassy hill is going to go where we want it to go. This right here is what came out of the ditch. So I'm going to recommend that the owner get some riprap to go all the way down that ditch line. And I'm going to say she's going to need about 30 tons of gravel coming up here. If she does that and we grade it and give it a good crown and pack it in, this road's going to last her for quite a while. So I'm going to finish up real quick and I'll show you guys the end result. I just walked up that hill. My camera does not do that justice. That's steep. But, gotta grade it out. Gotta move that pile of spoils. But the road slopes toward the ditch, top of the hill. Down there, it's hard to do that. Try to point when I'm looking in the camera. But down here, it slopes toward the opposite side of the road. But, little tractor did it again. I know it is not a skid steer. It is not a Mini X. And this job would have been a whole lot easier with one. Of either one. But I don't have one. And we're trying to save the customer money, so I used what I had. But I'm going to do some finish work on this and make it look pretty. Get it ready for gravel. We're going to call this one good. Thank you guys for watching and for putting up with me panting and breathing heavy after walking that hill. And I'll see you on the next one.